Let's talk pricing. I've been working on these firecracker treats for the past few days. You guys have come up with a lot of suggestions on how I can improve them and make them look even more realistic. And now I think we need to take a minute to talk about how I should price them. Of course, I've already given the customer an estimate, but I told her I wouldn't give her the final price until I was all done making them because there's something completely new that I've never made before. My business is making custom cakes, cupcakes, cake pops, and Rice Krispie treats, but these are very different because they're molded chocolate. And I'm also really not sure what to call them because they're not a cake pop because they're not on a stick, so maybe they're a bonbon. I don't know. What would you guys call them? But back to pricing, when you're making a new product that you've never made before, one way to price it is to look at comparables or similar products. A kind of similar product I make are cake pops, which I price at $3 each, but these firecrackers are a lot more involved and they have a lot more steps and take a lot longer to make. You also want to think about the cost of your goods, so in this case it's the melting chocolates, the licorice laces, the molds I had to buy, and then the cake pop dough. And the other part of cost of goods is how much time it takes to make something and how you value your time while making it. And a third way of pricing a product is to look at supply and demand, or a consumer's willingness to buy a product. Thinking about supply, there are some other cakers in my area who could supply this product, but I wouldn't say it's a very common product for someone to make. And on the flip side, thinking about demand, it's not a product that people are demanding often, but this is a custom product that I made for one specific client, so you do charge a little extra for making something custom. And lastly, there's also willingness to pay, which is what type of customer you have and basically how much money you think they could spend on something like this. In my case, the customer is a business and I know they're sending these out as gifts to their customers, and it's also going with an invitation for a very fancy and expensive dinner party. And for cost of goods, I also forgot I have to add in the isomalt, the food dye, the food paint I paint on the end of the fuses, the gold luster dust, the edible ink and edible paper. I have to be honest, I haven't done a breakdown to see exactly how much money I'm spending on making each one of these. It's something I would do if I were to start mass producing them and selling them to more than one customer, but it is a one-off, and to break it down on that level would be really, really hard. Now you've seen what has gone into making each one of these firecrackers, and once they're all done, I'm also going to package them up in cellophane, put them in these cute little red boxes with the crinkle paper, and then they'll finally be all done. I'm charging for the packaging separately, but the big question is how much to charge for each firecracker treat.